Hello, my name is Darshika and welcome back to D-Talk. Today we will be talking about the transition from middle school to high school. This can be a very challenging period for a lot of people, and therefore I have invited some guests to discuss this topic. They will be sharing their experiences of their transition. Today we will be talking about AP courses, summer programs, major tests, and a lot more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And here we have some guests.
Hi, I'm Manu, and I go to Lambert High School in Forsyth County.
I'm Harini, and I go to Lambert High School in Forsyth County.
Hi, I'm Sarvesh. I also go to Lambert High School in Forsyth County.
Then let's start with the first question. How did you feel when you transitioned from middle school to high school?
So the transition was a little different considering we were virtual in eighth grade. So we had this where we had to actually work a lot now, considering that we used to slack off a lot in virtual. And yeah, it was much more difficult compared to your normal 8th to ninth grade when both 8th and ninth grade are in person.
If it was like just in person, normally it'd just be not much of a transition since it's mostly just from middle school. The main difference is just that bigger school, more people. Other than that, classes are rate quite similar, work is quite similar. It's just that online to in person was a big change.
I think it would have been slightly easier if it was in person because then you would be used to having all those assignments and doing them in a timed setting.
So online's basically made it a lot more difficult.
Yes, it did make it a lot more difficult.
All right, then before you started high school, what summer programs did you all take?
So I took PE and health. Both were half a credit to our transcript, our final credit grade or transcript. And this was due to I wanted to free up a space so I could take another CTAE course.
Mhm.
So I just did this in order for that.
What about you, Harini?
I took PE and health, and I took it over the summer because it doesn't count towards your high school GPA if you take it over the summer. So that was good.
Yeah, I did the same thing as them too. I did PE and health over summer. That way I could just take another course. So I took Intro to Business to see whether I'd like that.
So basically, you're saying that it's best to just take P and health so you can free up a.
Course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now that you're actually in high school, is there anything you'd have changed or maybe done to have a better outcome?
So I would have definitely changed my studying habits in order to get better grades. Because in eighth grade, I did not study much. I was normally just playing. But in ninth grade, now that I have more work, I have to study a lot in order for these tests and quizzes.
What about summer programs?
Summer programs, you mean in PE and health?
Yeah.
In PE and health, there wasn't much work. It was actually just a few assignments, and then you're off for the summer. So it wasn't much to it. Didn't do much. Didn't take much time, and you could still go on vacation.
So would you have taken any other summer courses?
I would have definitely taken a math course, although it may be a lot of work. It definitely accelerates my learning and puts me at a higher position.
Okay, what about you?
A good thing to take into account when doing summer courses is if you do a difficult summer course and next year it's built on top of that, you're most likely to drop out from the course. Like if you do Algebra 2 over summer, you'll struggle in pre-calculus because you won't know the concepts well. You should do easy ones, like geometry over summer is much better than Algebra 2 over summer.
So let's say you're in Excel, first right now, in seventh grade itself, we're finishing off eighth grade, and then in eighth grade, they're gonna do Algebra 1 and half of geometry. So over the
Yes.
summer would be a good idea to take the other half of geometry.
Yes, that would be
Yes,
a good.
I think it would be a good idea, but also I wouldn't do it because I value summertime and having fun a lot. And the first part of geometry is kind of tough, but it is you can take it over the summer. But I just think it's not that necessary.
Yes, some courses definitely do take much more time from your summer. They eat much more time from your summer break than other courses.
And for Excel students, you can do a course which has the second half of geometry plus Algebra 2 in the same year, so you can just do it during school year anyway.
So what about for advanced or on-level students?
On-level students, they probably shouldn't take online courses, and then advanced students, it depends on the course. Like PE and health is over summer, that's fine for on-level and advanced students. But Algebra 2, like I said before, don't take it online.
Okay. Then what are AP courses?
They're basically college courses that you can take in high school. And if you take them and you pass them, you can exempt them and you don't have to take them in college.
These are basically introductory college courses, and they have a test at the end of the year. And these definitely do boost your GPA. If you have an A in these courses with Lambert's weighted GPA, you'd have a 5 normal then.
So what's the passing grade for these?
Regular, it's a 70 or above.
Yeah.
Same as any other.
But on the test, they have it in number grades from 1 through 5, and 1 is it's like the lowest grade you can get, 5 is the highest, and a 3 is the passing grade.
So it'd be better to have a 4 or 5 if you want a higher GPA?
Yes.
Okay, so how many should you take each year in high schools?
First year, most people only take one. At least in our school, only one is allowed, unless you're taking online during the year. But other years, you could take 2 or 3. It depends on the person, how good their working habits are. So 2 or 3, and some people 4.
I heard that like in freshman, it's best to take 1, and then like and then the second year, it's better to take like 3 or 4, and then third year because it's most important. You should take like a lot more, like 5 or 6, and then the last year you can take like 3 or 4 again because it's less important. Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Yeah, it's mostly true, but like they're putting less weight on GPAs. Like when colleges are accepting your resumes, they're not putting as much weight as they used to on your GPA
Yeah,
than your AP courses.
Yeah, they put more weight on people that have much more extracurriculars and excel at them rather than just excel at academics. They want people that change the world rather than people that just study 24/7.
Okay. So which AP courses do you recommend?
So AP courses, there's not much of a recommendation, and some courses it's based on the person's taste. Like if you want to go into like a bio pathway, you may want to take like AP Bio and AP Environmental Science compared to other courses to other people. So it's based more on taste.
There's also an AP for math, but you only get to wait until like junior year to take that. But then like freshman year, usually colleges only allow 1 AP course, so you only have 1 option.
Yeah, which is AP Human Geography.
In 10th grade, you have more options to take APs. So you can double up on science and take an extra science AP.
Is this what you're planning to do?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys planning to do for like AP courses next year?
I'm planning to take about 3, maybe 4. I'm taking 1 online. Due to orchestra, I have less space in my schedule, so I might just take some online.
Yeah, I'm the same as him. Except I'm starting a new CTA pathway. So I'm taking 3 APs and I'm taking 1 online.
Does orchestra count as an AP course?
No, orchestra is not an AP course.
Okay, so it's kind of like in middle school you have connections, so is it kind of like a connection?
Yes, it is.
CTA courses are connections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just call them electives in high school.
Yeah.
But they're the same thing.
Okay, then, so do you still have the normal courses from middle school, which are math, ELA, social studies, science, connections? Well, you've already covered connections, but do you still have advanced Excel and on level 2?
Yes, we do.
Yes. It just works at a different pace. So it's not like you have to take 1 of each every year. It's more of you take them and you just have to get them done by the end of the 4 years. So yeah.
At the end of your 4 years, you have to about, I think 23 credits, and each subject has a certain amount of credits you have to reach in order to graduate. And
I mean, you can go years without taking a certain subject and just make up for it a different year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honors is also like a lot more work than on level, but they cover mostly the same stuff that you need to know.
Okay, so basically, does on level have less, does on level have like less things you need to do before the end of the 4 years?
No, there's not really it's not a set on level advanced Excel. It's more of just, it's been seen that way because the 3 groups are clearly in separate classes. But it's more called like Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and then Pre-Calc, and every year it changes. So like there will be 9th graders with 10th graders in the same class if they're both taking Algebra 2. So they'll just be like a year ahead of your classmates.
So, does Algebra 1 count as an AP course, or is it just
No, it is
If
just
it's
a regular
a
math
AP course, it'll say AP in front of it.
Yeah, it'll just have an AP.
Yeah.
So basically, there's like normal courses that you need to take by the end of the 4 years, and then on top of that, there are AP courses that it's a good idea to take.
Yeah, just for GPA boosting.
Okay.
AP courses are not mandatory though.
So that your GPA is formed off of your AP courses and your normal
Yes.
curriculum.
Yes. AP courses can give you up to a 5.0 GPA, and normal give you up to a 4.0.
Okay.
And it just adds up, and they give the mean average.
What are certain things you should do to improve your qualifications for college?
I would say like volunteering hours and extracurriculars are your biggest two you want to take, or biggest two improvements in your resume, college resume.
So, about how many volunteering hours should you have?
You should have about 100 to 200. I'm not sure about the hours, but you need to have a lot to show your dedication.
More of a thing college look at is not how many volunteering hours, but what you're volunteering for. So if you have volunteering hours in everything, say you have 10, like 20 different organizations, that won't mean anything. You have to have 100 in the same organization to mean you joined this, you're going forward in something, and you're concentrating on one specific part.
Yeah, as I said, they want you to show dedication to making the world a better place in one thing.
So, what type of places should you volunteer at? Like, what would be better?
Ones that you're taking like a pathway in, like Northside Hospital, they give internships to people who are in 11th or 12th grade. So if you go there, then you'll get some volunteering hours and it'll look good in college apps.
Or if your pathway is not really one which goes along with the volunteering, like if you're following a math career, it doesn't really go along with something volunteering. You just go to a general place and stay quiet, like Meals by Grace is a good one, where they package food for the homeless, or you could work in like a soup kitchen.
So, like, it's best to go to places that follow your course or that would, like, make the world a better place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
places that make like places that follow your values, like religious places of worship and food drives. Basically, making places that make the world a better place.
Okay, so, then, so are there any, like, good clubs you could take?
There is Key Club in 9th grade, but in 10th grade, 10th grade and up, you can take this thing called Beta Club, and you need to have a good GPA for that. Also, you can make your own club for what you're interested in, and that'll look good in college apps, but make sure it's not like a volunteering club because everyone makes those.
Some good like there are a lot of big clubs that many people join, such as DECA, HOSA, FBLA, TSA. So those are big clubs that many people join.
If you go to like a competition, you can and win. You can put that on your resume, and it'll look really good. And like you said earlier, try and start a club. But yeah, volunteering clubs are really common. A lot of people start them. Starting a club seems like something really difficult, but it's not. You just need a teacher, and you have to have the idea. The teacher accepts the idea. Yeah.
So, so does that mean that you have to have a teacher to start a club?
Yes, you have to have a sponsor.
And so I heard that like if you start a club, it'd look best if you were to stick to it throughout like all 4 years,
Yes.
because then it's like you have dedication towards it. So that's true, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, so what about extracurriculars? Those are basically clubs, but let's say you go to let's say dance. So let's say you go to a dance class apart from school. It has like nothing to do with school, no clubs, nothing. Will it still help you?
Yes.
Yes.
If you can show that you've like gone to places with it and carried it through and done things in that, like on competitions and won, then you can put that on your resume and they'll see that and they'll see, oh, this person's done something other than study all day.
Is there anything anything else that will really help you?
Well, yes, dance does help, but maybe things that would relate to your pathway, like for example, I mean, yeah, clubs all around is good since you want to see a well-rounded person. But if you're into bio, like you said earlier, a medical pathway, then volunteer, go help at a hospital with internships, things like that.
So a smaller thing you may want to consider is having a good relationship with your teacher, considering that they may like write recommendations to for your colleges, college apps, and everything like that.
So basically, volunteering hours, clubs, and extracurricular are the most important
Yes.
out of to improve your qualifications.
Yes.
And the last thing would be teacher recommendations, like he said. That's really important because they highly value those. But the thing is, teachers have a limited amount they're allowed to give out. So only the top students that they like, the ones who have been with them all 4 years, they'll actually give them to.
So you can have a teacher for all 4 years.
If you have
Yeah.
a pathway teacher, you should try and stick with them for all 4 years, so that they'll like know you for many years.
Okay, then. So do you have any Georgia milestones or tests at the end of the year or end of semester?
So there are there are three tests, like end of semester, end of course. So these are EOCs, end of course, AP tests. So these are just after you're done with the AP course, you just take a test, and you have finals, which are just throughout review of the whole year.
So you have an AP test at the end of each semester?
Or at the end of each year.
So,
For the
Exams
yeah,
only.
okay, so for the end of each year, you have an AP test
and a final.
and a final?
Yes, and end of one semester, the first semester, you have a midterm.
Midterm is mandatory, but final if you have an A or in level like ninth grade classes, then you can exempt. But in AP classes, if you're passing or you're happy with your grade, you can exempt the final too.
So let's say you have a 90 as your course average, but you still want to take the finals. Will that look better on your grade than a person who didn't take it?
There's no, it doesn't really look better, but the thing is you have to do good, and finals cover everything. So it's basically like a smaller AP exam, just a little different, or like just an end of course. Or
People who take the finals regardless of their grade are people who want to improve their grade.
yeah,
So if you're like on line 19, you want to make it higher. If you get a good grade in the final, it'll be a huge boost to your grade.
but the problem is you have to do good on it.
Yeah.
So there are three tests that you have to take at the end of each year, not including midterms.
Yeah. So EOCs, finals, and AP exams.
And EOCs actually only apply to certain classes such as American literature, Algebra 1, biology.
So not all courses have EOCs.
Most
Not
courses
all.
don't.
Most courses, just very specific.
I think this year I'm taking biology EOC
Yes.
and geometry EOC.
So do math courses have EOCs?
Some of them, yes.
Some of them.
So what are the major tests in high school and when can you take them?
There's the SAT, which is something the colleges will see, and there's a practice one for it called a PSAT. You can take any of the 4 years, but the SAT you want to take within the last 3 years because it is only valid for 3 years. So if you take it in your freshman year, you can't use it when you go to college.
What is the best time to take your SAT?
Most people take it during sophomore year because by then you'll learn all the stuff in order to take it.
I think in junior year is the best because like everyone has learned everything they need to take it, and even on-level students have learned most of what they need to take it, and you'll have the most knowledge then because in 12th grade you'll take like extra filler classes which won't really add to your knowledge for the SAT.
So just like a reminder, so ninth grade is freshman, I think 10th grade is sophomore,
Yeah.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
11th is junior,
Junior,
and
12th is seniors.
okay. So you're saying it's best in sophomore, you're saying it's best in junior. What do you think?
I think it's best in sophomore because junior year is a much more you have a lot of work during your junior year, but as Harina said, in your sophomore, you might want to take in your junior year if you're following the on-level pathway.
Okay. So are there any other tests that are pretty important?
You have the ACT, but this is it has, instead of the SAT, which just has math and ELA, you also have an extra science, and but this is interchangeable with the SAT. SAT is it's a little different, but they're just mostly interchangeable. And a thing is that they're putting colleges put less importance now because many factors they affect the grade of the SAT rather than a person's intelligence. So many colleges just are taking the need for an good SAT grade away from.
Another misconception with the PSAT and the SAT is that people take the PSATs and they get really good grades on them, and they think they'll be able to pass the SATs fine. SATs are a lot harder than the PSATs.
So if you take the ACT, if you take the SAT, you don't have to do the ACT?
Yes.
Yes, but you can, but most likely if
Technically,
you
you don't have to do any of them.
Yeah,
but
you don't have
colleges will look for that.
Most people do both of them, but if you're better with math and science, then you should take the ACT, and if you're better like with math and ELA, then take the SAT.
So I think SAT covers a lot of algebra, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's heavy algebra 1 and 2. Pre-calc, not so much though.
Yeah, you just have a little bit of trigonometry. But
Okay. So is it a good idea to start working in high school?
yes, it is. It can help with college funding, and you can get internships, which basically they increase your job employment, makes it look good on your resume.
So it's a good idea to take internships in high school?
Yes.
What's a good age to start taking them?
Usually sophomore year, so 10th grade
Yeah.
is when you start taking
15, 16 years.
Most
Okay.
people do it around 15, and that's when you start getting paid too.
Important thing to remember about jobs and volunteering hours. If you're getting paid, it doesn't count as volunteering hours because you're getting paid to do it. So if it's volunteering hours, it has to be free.
Thank you for being here. It was really knowledgeable, and I'm pretty sure this will help a lot of eighth graders while they're transitioning. A lot of people have asked me to do this, and I'm very thankful for you guys for being here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.